So, good morning everyone. My name is Lalit Soni and you are watching Drishti IAS. In this live session, we will be talking about the Indian Express newspaper. There will be some article which will be important for us for our exams point of view. So, we will be dealing with those articles. Okay. So, let's start with our discussion today. We will start with the practice question and then we will move forward with the three articles which we discuss every day. So, here you will see the first question and then there will be these articles. Okay. Admissions twice a year says UGC. So, when we are talking about the authority, University Grant Commission, so this is the authority which actually take decisions on the, you can say, curriculum and admission processes, etc. Okay, so here UGC has said that admissions in universities would be twice a year. When we talk about various you can say countries outside, they have this system, so we will be following that system. So we will see how they are planning to do it. So that is one thing. Second thing is OCI and Portuguese citizenship. Okay, when we are talking about the overseas citizens card, okay, so basically or you can say this OCI card is there. So there are few people from the Goa who has actually gotten the citizenship of Portugal and ultimately they have lost or their citizenship of India has been revoked. Okay, so we'll talk about the how they will be getting the OCI cards. Okay, and meet Apple Intelligence. It is also a AI tool which has been talked about by Apple. So we will talk about that. From around the world, we will take 2 or 3 articles and then we'll move into the last part. Okay. So this is the front page of the newspaper. Here we have this news: production stalled. Methi and the commerce want visa norms for Chinese to East. Okay, so we will talk about this article. They are talking about the visa norms for the Chinese people or the experts from China. They can visit India, and so that these visa norms should be eased. Okay, one thing is that. Second over here is that NEET UG raw, there was this controversy, we have already discussed it, so I will not be discussing this article because we have already talked about it even in our news series. Okay, so that is about it. Then coming to the practice question now. Which of the given country is not part of Africa's Sahel region? We have talked about Sahel region yesterday. Okay, so Mali, Senegal, Chad and Kenya. Okay, so here Kenya would be your answer because you have to go for the most appropriate one. Here you can see when we are talking about Senegal, some part of Senegal or the northern part of Senegal is part of this Sahel region. Okay, then Niger is there, Mali is there, Chad is there, Sudan, Eritrea. These are the countries which are actually present in this particular area. When we are talking about Kenya, Kenya is a little bit in the south side. Here you can see southern below Ethiopia, or when we are talking about this Horn region of Africa, so it is somewhere over there. Okay, so that is about Kenya. So option D would be your right answer, that is Kenya. Now coming to the article 1, which is saying that why UGC has allowed admissions twice a year. What happens now? Now UGC has come up with this you can say new initiative, or they have said that they will be allowing the admission process to happen twice in universities. Okay, right now when we talk about, mostly these admissions happens in the month of June, July or at max August because of the different deadlines, etc. Okay, so that is the timeline when you will be going for the admission, and this happens once a year in every university. Okay, then there are certain areas, there are certain universities which are providing you online courses, distance learning programs, etc. They have gone for the admission twice a year, and after seeing that these twice a year admissions, they have seen that the enrollment ratio has increased. Okay, so actually there are various people who has enrolled in these particular courses. So that was the case. UGC has decided that they can go for the, you can say, offline education as well. So they have come up with this idea. When we are talking about this particular system, okay, so this system is there out when we are talking about the studying in abroad. When we see USA, UK, we see that there are semester patterns and admission happens twice a year. Okay, so here when we are talking about USA, okay, so there will be two times there will be admission. One will be in spring, okay, and second will be you can say in the autumn. Okay, so basically that is how they follow the pattern in the USA sector, and now we are trying to streamline the process. We are trying to standardize the process in such a way that even the student exchange programs, or you can say if there is any kind of collaboration, which will be easy if there is this particular system. Okay, now coming to the article. Now UGC allowed university to admit student twice a year in July, August and January, February. As I told you, as of now these admissions are happening in July and August. Okay, now they are saying that you will be going for the admission cycle in July and August as well as January and February. This is the time when you are seeing admissions in the other countries as well. Okay. Then they have given the universities the flexibility to decide on the admission cycle based on the infrastructures and the faculties or the facilities available. Okay. So right now it is not mandatory for everyone. Okay. They have just said that you can go for it. Now if you have resources, if you have infrastructure, if you have facilities, you can go for it. Okay. So that is that it is not a mandatory course. Okay. Existing processes, as I told you, there is a once a year process wherein admissions are happening in July and August. UGC's decision that is there, that they will admit in 2 cycles, July, August and January, February, to the UG, PG and the PhD programs. So basically you can say that nearly all the programs are covered over here: undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD. Okay. Courses that are available in these different admission cycles may also vary. Now they have to make sure that there are facilities which are available, there are faculties which are available. So that is why in the different cycle you can go for the different courses. Okay. So let's say if in this particular cycle you are going for a particular course, then you can go for the different course in the second cycle. Okay. So that is there, so that you can manage the faculties and the resources, you can optimize very well. Okay. Now here you can see in United States there are intakes at the fall, okay, and then spring. Okay. So basically session begins in August and September. First session in USA is August and September, and second session will begin in January. So that is the process which is being followed abroad, in the abroad. Okay. Now regions and the beneficiaries. So UGC has already attempted, or UGC has already gone for such pattern in the online courses, distance learning programs, etc. When we talk about IGNOU, you must have heard about IGNOU, that is Indira Gandhi National Open University. So basically they are having this pattern already over there, existing pattern is there. Okay. So they are biannual admission process, open and the distance learning, online programs, etc. And they have found that the permitting second academic session in a year has helped nearly 500,000 students join their degree programs without waiting for the academic year. Okay. So there are two you can say benefits out of it. One, the enrollment ratio will increase, that is one thing. Second thing is that students won't have to waste a whole year. Okay. They don't have to wait for the whole year if they are actually they missed the deadlines of the admissions because of certain things, like let's say health issues, or some document was not present at that point of time, or the results were not announced. So for that it will be quite beneficial. Okay. Now it could benefit the students who may have missed the admissions in the July and August session on the account of health issues, delay in the board exam results, or the personal reasons. Okay. They need not to wait for another entire year. Okay. Can enhance their international collaborations and the students exchange program. When we are talking about the big universities, even India is trying to go for the collaboration, etc. So basically this will allow this. Okay. Because they are having 2 different cycles, and if we go for the same thing, then there can be student exchange program, there can be foreign universities which can collab with us. Okay. So that is there. Increase the gross enrollment ratio. Gross enrollment ratio is basically nothing but the number of students who has enrolled in the course upon the total eligible students eligible for higher education. Those students who are eligible for the higher education in particular area, or when we are talking about India, then in India, and out of which how many of them are getting admission in the colleges or the other institutions. Okay. So that is basically gross enrollment ratio. So we are saying that it will increase the gross enrollment ratio. What next for the institutions? Now it is up to institutions to decide whether they want to go for starting this particular thing in this cycle or the next cycle. When we are talking about Delhi University has said that the you can say academic cycle, or you can say admission for the academic cycle, this year's academic cycle has already been started. So they won't be going for it this time, but that is a good idea as per the you can say vice chancellor over there. Okay. The decision to open admissions twice a year lies with the university. It is up to the university to work out what programs they might open up for the biannual admissions. Infrastructures and faculties, they will decide, on basis of which they will decide that whether they will be going for this or not. Okay. And this will be from the coming academic year. Now university is open to the idea and may implement initially for a few programs before extending it to the others. Okay. So that is what DU's vice chancellor has said over here. Okay. Then here you can see the question of admission that are based on the entrance exam. Now you know that there is this exam, that is CUET. Okay. So when we are talking about these entrance examinations, so what will be the process over there? So UGC has recommended that you can go for the taking this examination in a 2 cycle. Okay. So for each cycle there will be examination. Okay, so that is about this article which we have discussed. So I have told you this article not because they will ask a direct question in the prelims, but the thing is for the mains, when you are talking about education or the what are the issues when we are talking about the gross enrollment ratio, why there is this dip in the gross enrollment ratio, or you can say education related problems, etc. In that you can discuss this particular parameter. Okay, and you can refer UGC, and UGC has actually given this particular idea. Okay, so that is about it. Now moving further to the next article, which is Ministry of Home Affairs relief for the Goan who had taken the, you can say, Portuguese citizenship. Okay, so you know that when we are talking about the areas of Goa, Daman, Diu, these were under the Portuguese influence, and then these Portuguese actually left from our country in 1961. Okay, in 1961. So basically when they left, there are few people who has decided to go and live over there. Okay, so Portuguese also has made a, you can say, provision wherein they will allow those people who are living at that point of time over there and another 2 generations. Okay, so they can come and get the citizenship of Portuguese. Now the thing is, if you are from Goa or Daman and Diu and you are going to Portuguese and taking their citizenship, that means that you are leaving India and you are actually renouncing your own citizenship or the Indian citizenship. Okay, you cannot have, when we are talking about India, we don't have such policies that we can have 2 passports or 2 citizenships. Okay, so there are few people who has gone for the taking the citizenship of Portugal, because there are certain added benefit when we are talking about having a passport of Portugal. So there are certain benefits like education and employment opportunities are there, and then second thing is that you can travel to various countries in Europe without any you can say visa. Okay, so that is there, and for that they have taken, and then when they have taken the citizenship, so there was this revocation order. Okay, revocation orders has been passed by the ministry of their passports. Okay, and they have not been given a surrender certificate. Okay, now I will tell you what is surrender certificate. Okay, so when you are renouncing your citizenship, you are giving your passport away to the government, like we are not the citizenship of India anymore, we are having a citizenship of Portugal. Okay, in that case they will give you a surrender certificate that you have surrendered your passport to the Indian government. Okay, now this surrender certificate can be a basis for you to get a OCI card. You must have heard about overseas citizens. Okay, so when we are talking about overseas citizens of India, so basically they have this OCI card, and that OCI card has also some benefits that you can come to India, work over here. Okay, so there are certain benefits which are attached to it. Now they have not been given the surrender certificate, they have been given a revocation order. Okay, now the issue was that there was this anxiety among these people, or these people from Goa, that they won't be getting any OCI card, because for OCI card there is a need of the surrender certificate, but they did not get that. Okay, so now Ministry of Home Affairs, they have said that we are giving you a relief, that even if you are having a revocation order, the revocation order itself will act as a, you can say, proof wherein you can get a OCI card. So that is about this particular thing. Okay, now here you can see passport revocation order is issued to such people could be considered as an alternative document for granting visa or exit permission on a valid Portuguese passport or overseas citizenship of India card. Okay, so basically they are saying that there are few people who has moved or moved for the relief, or you can say who has gone out of India, and for these people who want to get an OCI card, or you can say permission to go outside, you can say when we are talking about these you can say granting visa or the exit permissions. Okay, since these are the person who are in India and they want a exit permission or the visa, in that case this revocation order can be used over there. Okay, so basically passport revocation order is issued to such people could be considered as an alternative document in place of this surrender certificate. Okay, now Indian national hailing from erstwhile Portuguese territories like Goa, Daman and Diu, who has acquired Portuguese nationalities as per Portuguese nationality law and who have been issued a passport revocation order by the regional passport office instead of a surrender certificate, a copy of such revocation order may be considered as an alternative document in lieu of surrender certificate for granting visa or exit permissions on his or her you can say valid Portuguese passport. Okay, or OCI cards provided that that person has gotten the citizenship, you can say genuinely and not by any illegal means, okay, or by fraud, okay. So in such case they will be using this revocation order for their exit permissions or the OCI card related things, okay. Now I told you what is revoking a passport, because obviously you cannot have a citizenship of two countries in India. So basically if you are getting a citizenship of another country, you will be losing the Indian citizenship, okay. So that is revoke passport. Then instead of issuing a surrender certificate, I told you what is the surrender certificate, okay. Now when we are talking about this particular thing, that they have, why they have been given the this revocation order and not surrender certificate, because they have suppressed material information regarding the Portuguese citizenship. Now what has happened in this particular case, that in ministry has said that of the people who acquired Portuguese nationalities for suppressing material information regarding their Portuguese citizenship, okay, and that is why they have been given this revocation order, okay. So that is about one thing. Second thing is, when we are talking about OCIs, they are having certain benefits as an immigration status authorizing a foreign citizen of Indian origin to live, work in India for an indefinite period of time. So if you are having this OCI card, okay, that means that you can live in India, you can work in India for indefinite period of time, okay. So basically having a Portuguese citizenship, but you are still living in India, okay. But obviously there are certain restrictions, but the thing is, this person who was having this OCI, he must be of Indian origin, okay. Now this is the static part, so I will not go into it, like what is OCI, okay. So you can go through your standard books for that. Now Portugal offers those born in Goa before December 1961, that is the time when they have actually left from Goa, okay. So here you can remember this particular date, December 1961, the day Goa was liberated from Portuguese rule, and to future generations. At that point of time, those people who were born in Goa, okay, before this particular time, okay, and the next two generations, they will be getting these citizenship of Portugal if they apply for it, okay. So Portuguese passport, they will be free entry to several countries including UK and EU, okay, European Union. And then when we are talking about the employment and the education opportunities, so these are the benefits because of which various people has gone for the taking citizenship of Portugal, okay. So I hope that is about it for this article. Now we can move to the next one. Production stalled. Methi and the commerce ministries, they want visa norms for the Chinese to be eased. Now what has happened, that when we are talking about the Methi, mostly they are dealing with the electronics, etc., electronics and communication related things. Then when we are talking about the commerce, this is related to your trade and commerce, okay. So obviously this is about the manufacturing or the industry related aspects of it, okay. So that is one thing. Now these two ministries are saying that there are certain restrictions which has been posed on the, you can say, people who are coming from China, okay. So there are certain visa restrictions, there are certain you can say provision which are making it difficult for a Chinese person to come to India, okay. And that has happened because of the strain between the relation between China and when we are talking about India, because after the Galwan issue that has started, okay. So right now we are seeing an impact in the industry, and that is why these two ministries are basically saying that we should go for easing the norms related to visa when we are talking about the China, okay. So let's see over here, the union ministries, electronics and information technology, and the commerce and industry, they are pushing for easier visa norms for entry of Chinese technicians, okay. Now they are saying that these technicians are important. I will tell you why. Because when we are talking about the MSMEs, okay, and when we are talking about the manufacturing capacities or machinery, etc., we are quite dependent on China for the heavy machinery. Now for these heavy machines which are used in the production methods, etc., so for that there are certain technicians which are required for the operation of these you can say machinery, okay. Now machinery has been imported, but the thing is these technicians are not able to come to India, okay. So that is why the production process has stalled, because there is these machinery is there but they are not operative, okay. So that is why now ministries are saying that you should ease the norms over here, okay. Now they have raised concern that the export orders were not being fulfilled due to the delay in the grant of visas, because obviously when we are talking about the manufacturing, we are trying to be a export oriented country, and for that manufacturing is important, and manufacturing is stalled because of this thing, and that is why we are not able to fulfill the export orders, okay. So now the department is aware of the concerns raised by the industry, and we are pushing for limited entry for Chinese technician to resolve the issue. Okay, so that is their board of trade. There is this body which plays an advisory role to the commerce and industry ministry. They have also recommended the same thing. Okay, now because of the strained relations, they have made visa approval for Chinese workers difficult. Okay, several sectors such as leather and electronics have imported Chinese equipments, and their installation is held up since visa aren't coming easy for the Chinese technician. Okay, so this is hurting the producers. Okay, so this issue is clear that there is this machinery which we have imported from China. Now this machinery to be operative, we need the Chinese technicians so that they can install it. When we are talking about these technicians, they can come, they will come, they will stay here for a period of nearly 1 year. They will make sure that machinery is operative. They tell the know-how of operating this machinery to the people or the local people over here, and then they will be going back. Okay, so that is why we need them right now, and that is why we are saying that these visa norms should be you can say eased. Okay, concerns raised by the industry, which we have already seen. The commerce and industry ministry acknowledged the industry concerns regarding the delay in the fulfilling of export orders due to the visa issues, pushing for easier visa norm for entry of Chinese technicians to resolve the issue. Now we will see certain factors which are important over here. Okay, so here Chinese technicians are affordable. Okay, first of all, when we are saying that we have imported the machinery from China, so that is one thing, that they, if they send someone so that is little bit easy for them to understand the machinery. Second thing is these are affordable as well. Okay, second thing is heavy dependence on the Chinese machines. When we are talking about the production, when we are talking about the heavy machinery, India is quite dependent on China for the import of these machineries. Okay, then MSME slowdown root causes, obviously since machine is there but it is not operative, then that is the thing because of which we are actually not going for the production. Okay, so that is one reason. Other than that also we will see one or two reasons more in the further slide. Then different visa norms for the Chinese nationals, as I told you, after the relations has been strained after the Galwan issue, so we have gone for the certain restrictions on the China. Okay, China blocks Indian professionals, obviously since we are blocking them, so they will also reciprocate, or if they have started it, we will also reciprocate. Okay, so that is why they are also blocking it, so that is also concerned. Idle capacity due to the policy change. Okay, so that is when we are talking about the increasing the capacity, manufacturing capacity, that is right now idle because we are not actually allowing the technicians to come and operate this machinery. Then FDI restrictions, after Galwan we have also put these investment restrictions on China's and even other nearby countries, so that they will not you can say this issue of country of origin will not be there. Okay, or they cannot you can say move the funds from other country. Okay, so that is about this. We will talk about this over here in here. Okay, industries dependence on Chinese expertise, as I told you, machines and the expertise, we rely high on the machines and expertise when we are talking about China, in the especially in the leather and the footwear industry, and in this industry most of the MSMEs are all also involved. Okay, difficulty in operationalizing plants due to the visa hurdles that we have seen, MSME challenges and the skill shortage, MSME facing slowdown with corporate growth outpacing theirs, leading to a shortage of skill. Okay, now MSMEs cannot compete with the corporates. Okay, because corporates have this advantage of economy of scale. Okay, so that is there. Now that they have gotten the machinery, they have imported the machinery, but now there is lack of skill because the people here, they are not able to operate this machinery. Okay, and that is why the role of China comes, and they are the experts, the role of their expert comes. Okay, now economic shocks such as GST, demonetization and the COVID-19, they are also actually we have not fully recovered from such shocks till yet. And when we are talking about the small industries, when we are talking about the medium industries, MSMEs basically, so they are also affected by these shocks. Okay, and moreover now we are having these hurdles related to the production as well. Okay, so that is why we are having this slowdown, or you can say a gap in the production in the MSMEs. Okay, visa norms and the government response, as I told you, different visa norms are there for the Chinese national compared to the other foreign national with national security concern in mind. Industry asked for easing the visa norms for Chinese technicians. Okay, government measures to limit the Chinese influence, as I told you earlier also, there was this FDI policy which we have amended after the Galwan clash in 2020. Strict quality norms has been imposed. Okay, now when we are talking about the barriers, there are tariff barriers and then there are non-tariff barriers. tariff barriers means that you have gone for the increase in the duties, okay. But when we are talking about these non-tariff barriers, so basically these are mostly related to your quality related norms, okay. So that is about it, and because of which we have actually gone for the quality related norms for the items of the mass consumption, okay. China is looking for the bigger markets because they have their own demand is right now suppressing. So they are looking for the markets which can actually export more so that they can supply items outside, okay. And their economy is right now looking for an export oriented economy because their domestic demand is slowing down, okay. So that is about it when we are talking about this article related to China and why the ministries are saying that we should ease the norms related to visa, okay. Now coming to the next article, which is related to your artificial intelligence, and they are saying that meet Apple intelligence. Now Apple, you know that this is a company which is going for iPhones, MacBooks, etc. They have come up with this idea of Apple intelligence, okay. So this is an AI tool like other tools like Chat GPT, etc. It is Chat GPT is of OpenAI, and when we are talking about Apple intelligence, it is of Apple. And there is some special thing which is there about this particular AI tool is that there is this personal context. Now when we are talking about Chat GPT, you have to give a prompt to it and then they will reply. And now these replies are general in nature, they are not catering to your personal demands, okay. But when we are talking about this Apple intelligence, there is this particular specification that has been maintained that they will read the patterns of your lifestyle, they will read the kind of prompts which you are giving, they will read the likes and dislikes of you, and based on that they will give you a output. And now this output based on your likes and dislikes will be a personal having a personal context attached to it, okay. So that is something important which has been done by the when we are talking about Apple intelligence. And there are certain, they have gone for the one step ahead. When we are talking about Chat GPT, it is a generative AI, okay, it is generating text, etc., but it is not going for the generation of the in the basic models. If we see, they are not going for the images, etc., okay. But in the advanced model they are doing that as well. So in this Apple intelligence as well, they will be having this generative AI with a personal context, and they will also go for the image generations, video generations, etc., okay. So let's talk about this Apple intelligence. The company's long awaited deeper push into AI technology was unveiled at the Worldwide Developers Conference in California. So that has happened, and now it is powered by a generative AI, a type of AI that can generate new content like text, images, often in response to the prompts, and it will be integrated into iPhone, iPad and MacBook, okay. So when we are talking about Chat GPT, it is outside tool. Now what they are doing is they are integrating it inside the phone only, okay. Then next is what is Apple intelligence, okay. So what they are doing is they are combining the generative AI capacity with the personal context over here, okay. So capabilities of the generative AI models with personal context to deliver personalized intelligence, okay. So that is there under standard user behavior and generate appropriate responses, okay. So basically what they are doing is they are understanding your prompts, they are understanding your likes, dislikes, and then they are giving you the output, okay. It is like OpenAI's Chat GPT, but more contextual awareness. Know the users likes and dislikes, online preferences, and keep a tab on their calendars, okay. Now Apple Silicon, a processor designed by Apple, will be able to comprehend and create languages and images and work across applications, simplify, enhance your daily tasks, okay. So basically that is some uses you can see how it will simplify your life, okay. But for you to remember is that only that there is this Apple intelligence and how it is different from the other generative AI tools, okay. So it is having a personal context, or you can say a personal awareness, okay. Now what can Apple intelligence do? As I told you, they can go for the writing, they can go for the communications, they can reply to your prompts in a personal manner, okay. So they can write, rewrite, proofread, summarize text, etc. The rewrite feature will show different versions what they have wrote, or whatever you have given the prompt, okay, whatever you have written, so they will give you a different version of that, and you can accordingly based on the likes and dislikes of your basic habits which they have been recording from the phone, okay. So they will give you a prompt or the output, and there are various versions, and you will choose one which is basically more liked by you. So basically that will be registered by the AI tool over here, okay. So next time they will be giving you a prompt based on that, okay. Now they can manage your emails, etc., image playgrounds, and create image in seconds. All these are the benefits of this particular AI tool, and they can use natural languages for the searching specific photos. Okay, so they can search photos in your gallery, they can search videos in your gallery, and through your natural prompts. Okay, in simple language, if you give them a prompt, they will understand it. Okay, now how it will improve Siri? Siri, you know that it is Apple's virtual assistant. Now obviously it is existing, they reply to your inputs, but the thing is, now since it is having this personalized awareness, they will reply you better. Okay, second thing is, if there is, let's say, you can say there was this message, okay, and in that particular message that some person has said that, or there is an email which says that I have changed my address or I have changed my phone number. Now your AI tool has read that particular message, and now AI tool knows that they have changed the phone number or the address. Now they will give you a prompt that would you like to change it from themselves. Okay, and if you click on yes, they will change it for you. Okay, so that is the kind of thing that will be done by the AI tool, and that is how they will improve the Siri. Okay, so basically this particular feature is called on screen awareness. Okay, now what is the concerns related to the security? Obviously they are going through your data, they are taking your data as an input, they are looking for likes and dislikes based on your data only. Okay, so basically your personal data is there on the risk. So basically the company has said that these data are read by the AI, but they are not stored by the AI. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is, we have this private cloud compute. Okay, so these Apple Intelligence is backed by private cloud compute, so they will not go for the access to your data, the company will not go for the access to your data, they will, the AI tool will only read it, it will not actually store it somewhere. Okay, so that is there. Let's see how these concerns will be resolved, if they if at all. But right now we have this Apple Intelligence, which is having a personal awareness aspect attached to it. Okay, now moving further to the next article, that is about finding solution to issues with China, Pakistan is on a priority. So obviously now the government has changed. Okay, now we are in a coalition government, and our external affairs minister, which is known for his assertive foreign policy. Okay, so he has said that now they will be having an approach towards the Pakistan, they will be having an approach towards various aspects which are going on in the global you can say landscape. Okay, so here they have said that India's focus will be on finding solution to ongoing border issues with China, that is one thing. Second, to Pakistan's years of cross border terrorism. Recently these act of terrorism, or the you can say activity, has increased in the areas of Rajouri, Punch, and now recently you must have heard about the attack in which has happened in Raisi, and basically in you can say Jammu or Vaishno Devi. So basically that is why they are saying that there should be some kind of change in the strategy. So that is there. Now lot of political stability is there in India. Now after three, when we are talking about the PM Modi's government, this is the third term. Okay, so we are giving world over a message that the political situation in India is quite stable over here. Okay, as far as Pakistan and China are concerned, the relations with these countries are different, and the problems with these countries are also different. When we are talking about China, China is quite assertive. Okay, Pakistan cannot be assertive in the political domain, but they are using these proxies to go for the you can say different ends. Okay, begin the day of the swearing in with our neighborhood first affirmation. We have this neighborhood first policy, and you must see that nearly 7 neighboring country members leaders has been invited over here, and one of them was Mohammad Muizu, the president of Maldives. They have also come here, so we can see there might be a reset in the ties with you can say Maldives. Okay, so that is there. The relation in the neighborhood will be the first and the overall priority of Modi government. Let us replace the hate with the hope, seize and the opportunity to shape the destiny of the 2 billion people of the South Asia. Now this message has been given by the Pakistani leaders. Okay, so when we are talking about this, there was this X platform on which this message was sent, and reply was given by PM Modi. The people of India have always stood for peace and security. Security and the progressive ideas, advancing the well-being and the security of our people shall always remain our priority. So basically we have given a hint that security is priority over here. Okay, so if we are going for the terrorism sector, so we will respond to that. Okay, so here they have given a clear indication that countering terror is India's top priority. Now I have taken this article because whenever there is a change in the government, okay, and such article will give you insight that what kind of foreign policy we will be going for. what kind of foreign policy initiative this government will be taking. Okay, so here they are saying that neighborhood first will be our focus. Okay, second thing is we will be dealing with the issues of China and Pakistan first. Okay, we have not talked about countries like Russia Ukraine war or Israel etc over here, but we are saying that right now we will be focusing on our domestic area issues, or you can say we will be looking it in our own backyard right now. Okay, so that is about this article. Now moving further, there is this article which says that the Malawi vice president and 9 others died in a plane crash. Now, per se, for your exam, they will not ask you that what kind of incident that happened. But the thing is, since this incident has happened in this particular area, that is Malawi, now the location of Malawi becomes important for you, because Malawi is in news now. Okay, so this is the country, that is basically Malawi is. It is in the African continent. Okay, so that is there. Sorry. So this is how it is. Now it is having boundary with various countries. Here you can say there is this Zambia, then you have this Tanzania over here in the north. Okay, then some part of Mozambique is there. Okay, so basically we are saying that these are the countries having border with that, and then there is this particular lake. Now this lake is Lake Malawi. Okay, so please remember the bordering countries and the lake. Okay, because obviously this lake becomes important because it is on the name of this particular country, and otherwise there are 3 countries which are having this you can say boundaries with the lake as well. With the lake, if we say, there are these 3 countries, like that is Malawi, Tanzania and Mozambique. And when we are talking about the Malawi as a country, we will see that there are 3 countries, that Zambia, Mozambique and Tanzania. Okay, so that is about the location of Malawi. Now moving to the last part for your own read, there is this article, scientists back a new Alzheimer's drug, its benefits versus the risk. Okay, so I wouldn't suggest that you will make a note of all these things, because they will not specifically ask for a drug. Okay, but they can ask you the name, they can ask you that they can give you the name and then suggest that what is this. Okay, so here you can see the name is Donanemab. Okay, Donanemab. Okay, so now when you are talking about this drug, just remember the name. It is a therapy for Alzheimer's disease, and it was made by a drug maker, that is Eli Lilly. Okay, so that's not important. Just know that this drug is related to Alzheimer's. Okay, you can go through this article if you want to, otherwise you can leave it as well. Okay, so that is about it. Now last part, that is basically your practice question. Which of the following country does not share a border with Malawi, Zambia, Tanzania, Mozambique and Congo? Okay, so this is your question, and you have to attempt this answer in the comment box. With that, I would like to wrap up this session. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a good day. Thank you.